This is Bill Owen from mmPCTech.com, and I'm here with Dave LaLopa from PC Design Lab. And what I'm going to be doing in this segment is painting the new Qmicra V2. Hey Dave, how's it going?
Good, hi everyone.
You know, Dave, what I really love about this design is that it's really easy to disassemble.
Well, it was designed to be totally toolless and to come in, everything can be disassembled from the case. So it's easy to get in there and work on it and put it together, take it apart, and maintain as well.
What I should mention is that Dave, for a special request, he sent me one that was unfinished already for this tutorial, but you usually have them powder coated.
Yeah, they're black powder coated, just like car paint. It's a very durable finish.
I'm just taking off the 4 case feet on the bottom here.
You can unscrew them with just a few turns and reach under the case normally and just pull the cover off, so you have to like tip it on its side, but we're going to be taking it apart for painting, obviously.
Another thing I like about this case is that it's unlike any other case I've ever seen, and it's just a little powerhouse. Also, it will accommodate a dual radiator setup if you want to water cool this system. Tell us about that, Dave.
Yeah, if you look in the back there, he's disassembling the radiator bracket, which can hold 2 120mm fans for air cooling. So that gives you a total of 3, including the one in the back, or of course the radiator for liquid cooling. And with the airflow, it's replacing all the air in the case in approximately once every half a second.
And this assembly is like brilliance in engineering is the only way I could describe it. How you've got the entire optical bay drive as this one assembly piece that you can actually put the power supply and drives in before you install into the case.
Yeah, it also acts as the center support, so you can see now that you have total access to the base and the motherboard and working on it, and then you can just assemble your subcomponents on the cage and just put it all together.
Now, I'm actually struggling a little bit to take off your connectors for the bulge and switch. They're on really tight, man.
Well, you know, whenever a customer or someone mentions something, the last case, there was a switch on there where they thought the terminals were a little too loose. And I take everyone's feedback very seriously. If it's a good idea, I'll definitely integrate it in the design, and well, these things aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's awesome, man, because I know that some of the towers I've worked on, I'm afraid that I'm going to like yank the wires off by accident on some of these switches they do.
Yeah, there's a lot of robust components in this case.
And right there, I'm removing the hard drive activity LED. And I think the last step I have is just the USB port in the front, and then I'll be all ready to paint this thing. You know, and I think I'd done this 5 times before I recorded it, and I got the disassembly down to about 3 minutes.
Yeah, he was like doing like an M1 rifle I saw in the video. Timing him.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was refreshing to do something different for a change. And now, well, I told a lot of people about this that asked me what kind of mods you can do it. There's really not much more you can do to improve the airflow on this thing. And I thought, well, one thing I could do is I could just remove the factory grill perforation on here. Other than that, performance mods, you really don't need to do anything else out of the box.
Yeah, the front to back airflow is really effective, and it passes the air right over the hottest components. Oh, safety first.
Safety first. Yeah, I learned a lesson. I got a lot of trouble for not doing that one other video.
But I had to put something on the back of the case for a grill, and but it is, as you can see, I put the splines on there light so you can just cut it right out.
Yeah, I'm just using a rotary tool with a cutting wheel on it, and I've only got to make 4 major cuts, and then I'll just remove the tape. And the tape was on there just so I wouldn't scratch up the surface around the hole at all. And then I'll take a rounded end file and clean it up a little bit after this. Some more detail work on the cuts. And you notice too, I'm not using a Dremel brand rotary tool. I use a lot of Craftsman stuff. Just it seems for me to last a lot longer for all the work I do.
This is a drumstick that he uses instead.
Yep. I really like using hand files. I mean, it's amazing. It's such a simple tool, and what a nice finish you can give something. Right there's a Black & Decker mouse sander. I'm about to prepare the surface for primer, and that's just a medium grit sandpaper attachment. And I found that this is the quickest way to sand a surface, and it's easy. And Dave, tell me about these marks here on the side panel that I'm going to sand out.
Yeah, this is stuff that would normally be hidden by the paint, and you're going to have welds and what we call PEMs. PEMs are the things like the motherboard standoffs that are built and machined directly into the case. We actually did do anodizing before, but it was a lot of work, as you can see from what Bill is doing here, to hide all that before we apply the finish, and it just wasn't a cost-effective solution.
Yeah. Everything, most sand in the backboard in it, and then I always use a professional tack cloth to clean off any kind of dirt particles or dust. Highly recommend that. And then before I put my primer coat, I got my filtered canister respirator on, because I'm using self-etching primer, which is really lethal to breathe in. So please paint in a well-ventilated area. And the ideal temperature for painting would be 65 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And if I recall right, I only had to apply 3 coats of primer.
Is that video sped up there, Bill?
No, that's actually it's not sped up. I've become pretty much like a machine when it comes to aerosol painting, and just on off. It's like a robot. And I was watching that back thinking, God, he's going to think I sped this up or something. Yeah, it's just weird. I guess it's just been doing it for so long. And I'm just finishing
precision.
At the top.
It's like you're programmed by the Japanese.
And after doing that, I lay down some new paper so there's no more dust that's going to fly around. And then I'm ready to do my color coat. And for the color coat, I'm using Plastic Coat's Enamel Black Gloss, and there again I'm using that tack cloth just to prepare it for the color coat. Always just a good habit to be in. You don't want to have any dust in your paint. And that is number 203 Universal Black, and this is just an example of how much spray you get in the room, so you want to have a well ventilated area. And I apply 5 coats of paint, and I wait 5-minute intervals between each coat. I found that it works the best for the best finish and most uniform finish. Just finishing off the bezel there. And this is what it looks like after a week after the paint has cured. It actually looks really decent for just an aerosol paint job. So a lot of people would actually probably be happy at this stage, but I'm going to take it further and I'm going to wet sand the finish so we can get more of a mirror finish on it. And there's that front bezel, which is, we got a really cool, unique design.
Yeah, the black and kind of the chrome two-tone along with the
yeah, it's really important to use enamel paint that you should wait at least 2 weeks for it to cure before you start wet sanding it. And the reason being is you could easily scratch the finish with the sandpaper if you don't. I'm starting out with a wet or dry automotive grade sandpaper, and that's 600 grit, and I'm moving up to 800 grit, and then 1000 grit. And if you really want to go as far as a silky smooth mirror finish, you can go up to 2000 grit. And here I'm just going to utilize the sandpaper. I think I get 3 strips out for wet sanding from one sheet, and I just get my X-Acto blade and cut that off.
Yeah, you're not wasting it. They know, like guys just rip it up and
yeah, these sanding blocks are tricky. They've got these nails in there. You got to get the paper inside of them. So do that, and what you saw earlier was just a little bucket of water with some mild dish detergent in it, and the dish detergent helps keep the paint from clogging up the sandpaper. And you notice I'm going in one direction along the lengthwise of the shell, and when you wet sand, you don't want to cross hatch or crisscross because you won't get that sheen finish. You also don't want to sand swirl marks either, because you'll see that. So this is the best way, is just go in one line.
What kind of pressure are you applying when you do that?
I'm just going to apply enough pressure, as you can see here, to see a difference in the finish there. It's not much, but you want to keep wiping off your surface as you go too, so you can kind of grade how well you're doing it. Now next I'm going to be buffing out the finish, and this is just a 6-inch electric buffer I got from Sears, and you can get these for $19.99, and you want a white cotton bonnet with it. And the rubbing compound is 3 imperfected 2 fine cut. And don't forget when you're watching these tutorials that you can pause it at any time if there's any information you want to write down. And just put the dab on there, and you want to take like a cloth and just kind of smear it around first, because otherwise that wheel's just going to splatter the rubbing compound all over the place. Now it looks like I'm rubbing really hard on here, but I'm actually just keeping the buffer from getting away from me, kind of just stabilizing it. And I think you probably want to do, you can do as many applications of the rubbing compound as you want. I think I usually do maybe 6 or 7 applications.
Just like buffing your car.
Right on. A nice, sexy German car. And after that, I use, for an even finer finish, this is Extra Cut Perfected 3 rubbing compound. And you can see that that finish is coming out. It already got a nice reflection in it. And I'm just letting the buffer do the work.
Oh man, that comes out so great. Every time I see it, it's like it looks like a piano or like a really well-made car. It's just so reflective and nice.
And that's about it. You'll want to wait 30 days before you put a wax application on this paint too. But there's the final stage there. It's all done, and just kind of doing a slow pan around it so you can see the reflection from the light in the ceiling and stuff. So it's, you know, it just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to go to a professional painter if you get the right supplies and equipment and a nice ventilated area, and always think safety first too. And you can do it yourself.
And a little help from Bill's, videos to learn how to do this stuff. And you can check out the rest of the mod. As I was starting to say earlier, it's going to be a very classic hot rod black with red flames and chrome on it, and it's going to look really cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome case to work with, and I look forward to doing some more in the future. And it sounds like we're going to do some custom boxes for PC Design Lab to sell down the road.
Yeah, these actually, the one that you see that he's working on now will be available for sale. A unique mod for a unique case.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I love the switch.